In every old marketplace, there was one weight that did not trade. It sat apart, often in a temple, under a god's name, behind a rail, and it never bought a thing. It was the weight every other weight was measured against. The merchant's bronze on the merchant's scale was trusted only because somewhere there was a truer one it could be checked against. The whole market, every loaf, every coin, every honest exchange rested on a single object that was useful precisely because it never moved. We have forgotten what that object was for. We think a standard is a label, a stamp, a name carved into something to make it sound official. But a standard is not a name. A standard is a promise that someone, somewhere, is holding a reference true and will keep holding it long after the ceremony ends and the crowd goes home. Here is the thing nobody tells you about the kept measure. The danger was never that it would be stolen. The danger was that it would drift, that the keeper would let it tarnish, shave it, round it, improve it once, just once, for a good reason. And the horror of a drifted standard is that nothing screams. The scales still balance. The merchants still trade. Every transaction still feels fair, but every one of them is now quietly wrong, and no one in the market can tell, because the thing they trusted to tell them is the thing that lied. A false measure does not break the market loudly. It corrupts it silently from the one place no one thought to check. So the keeper's work is not the day the standard is set. Anyone can cast a weight. Anyone can carve a name. The work is every day after. The unglamorous, unwitnessed discipline of checking your own reference against the truth and correcting it the moment it drifts before a single trade is made against the error. Not when you're caught, not when someone complains, before, while no one is watching, because no one watching is exactly the condition under which a standard rots. This is what enforcement precedes execution means at the level of trust itself. The measure is fixed before the trade, not negotiated during it, not patched after the dispute. The reason a market can move fast and loose on top is that something underneath it is rigid, kept, and boring, held true by someone who treats every revision not as a credit to bank, but as an obligation to renew. Because that is the trap of the name on the document. You think the name is the achievement. You think once it's carved, you've arrived. But the name is not the asset. The name is the liability. The name is you, publicly, on the hook, declaring that the reference behind it will stay true. And the only thing that makes the name worth anything is the conformance behind it. The quiet, continuous, same-hour correction that no audience ever applauds. A standard with a famous name and a drifted measure is worse than no standard at all. No standard, and merchants, stay careful, a trusted but false one, and they relax right into the error. So if they ever hand you the measure to keep, a definition, a reference, a rule that others will line up against, understand what you've actually been handed. Not a trophy, a post, a standing watch over a thing that wants to drift in a room that will eventually empty out. Your job starts the day the ceremony ends. Keep the weight true. Check it when no one asks. Correct it before the trade, not after the complaint. That is not paperwork. That is the whole foundation disguised as paperwork. The market you can see is loud, fast, and free. The reason it can be is that somewhere, someone is standing very still, holding something heavy and refusing to let it move. This is not commentary. It is category formation.